why can't I identify as a black lesbian?
You stood up here and said trans women are women.
Yes.
Tell me what you mean. What is a woman?
Womanhood is something that, just as Ethan explained, I cannot define because I am not myself.
You used the word, so what did you mean when you said trans women are women if you don't know what it means?
Right.
I'm somebody that's challenging this ridiculous notion that there are now 100 genders.
This is an umbrella term of non-binary people who don't consider themselves male or female. And these are the terms we have for them to identify.
You want people to be able to identify as anything they want, right to the point that someone like me goes, okay, in that case, I want to be a two-spirit penguin.
This is the Rainbow Mafia section of that radical LGBTQ movement that has made women less than, and then has elevated all of this transgenderism and all of this pick your gender, identify as potato. They have hijacked the women's rights movement.
I'm a cisgendered male, and I feel happy to be comfortable in that.
Benjamin, you'll have to explain what cisgender is, because it's not a
I was born as a man,
language.
And I was born as a man, and I identify
You're a
as
male.
a man.
You're a man.
But
Just a man, you don't need cis.
So now we are seeing kids that are identifying as animals going to school, and they are purring instead of answering questions, and they meow, and the teachers are not allowed to question it because it's considered a queer identity.
I don't support this 100 gender nonsense because I think it trivializes and demeans and makes a mockery of what people like India have
And
to go
most
through.
people who have transitioned are on Pia's side.
Chapter 1. What is gender identity crisis? Okay, now that montage was a bit terrifying and disturbing for America's growing future and development. People are confused amongst themselves, identifying themselves as wolves, other beings, and whatnot. America is struggling with worse scenarios like economic crisis. And here, people are stuck with some important issue, but in, oh, I want to be famous way. Sidelining the fact that people doing it just for the sake of being famous. Then we should be knowing what the gender identity crisis is. Is it that bad, or, you know? Often transgender, lesbians, and gays are those whose gender identity or their psychological sense of their gender does not align with the sex assigned to them at birth, which is typically based on external genitalia. This misalignment can result in a condition known as gender dysmorphia, which is characterized by significant psychological distress. While some transgender individuals may experience gender dysmorphia from a young age, others may not experience it until much later in life. To address this discrepancy between their gender identity and the sex assigned at birth, transgender individuals may pursue various forms of gender affirmation. These may include social affirmation, which involves changing one's name and pronouns, legal affirmation, which involves changing gender markers on official documents, medical affirmation, which may involve hormone therapy or surgeries to alter one's physical appearance, and surgical affirmation, which may involve procedures such as vaginoplasty or facial feminization surgery. It's important to note that not all transgender individuals will desire or pursue all forms of gender affirmation, as these are personal decisions that vary from individual to individual. It's crucial to recognize that gender identity and gender expression are distinct concepts. While gender identity pertains to one's psychological sense of their gender, gender expression refers to the way in which an individual presents themselves to the world in a gendered manner. Societal expectations around gender expression can vary across cultures and time periods, with certain modes of dress or behavior being deemed masculine or feminine in different contexts. It's possible for an individual's gender expression to differ from their gender identity, and this diversity of expression is not indicative of a mental disorder. Similarly, sexual orientation is separate from gender identity. Sexual orientation refers to the gender or genders to which an individual is sexually attracted. Like cisgender individuals, transgender individuals have a wide range of sexual orientations. It's important to avoid conflating these distinct concepts, as doing so can perpetuate harmful stereotypes and assumptions about transgender individuals. In summary, being transgender means that an individual's gender identity does not align with the sex assigned to them at birth, which can lead to gender dysmorphia. Transgender individuals may seek various forms of gender affirmation to address this discrepancy, but these decisions are personal and not all individuals will desire or pursue all forms of affirmation. Gender identity, gender expression, and sexual orientation are all distinct concepts, that should be understood and respected to promote a more inclusive and supportive society for transgender individuals. Chapter 2. Why is it causing an issue in the USA? Gender identity issues are a topic of ongoing debate and discussion in the USA due to several reasons. Firstly, the country has a diverse population, and many people are challenging traditional gender norms, which is leading to a greater awareness of gender identity issues. Additionally, there have been several legal and political battles surrounding the rights of transgender individuals, such as access to health care, employment discrimination, and bathroom access. These issues have sparked widespread discussion and controversy, leading to increased visibility and awareness of gender identity issues in the USA. Finally, social media and the internet have given a platform for people to share their stories and experiences, which has also helped to raise awareness and understanding of gender identity issues in the USA. According to a recent survey by Pew Research Center, transgender rights and issues around gender identity continue to be significant topics of discussion in the United States. The survey shows that 80% of U.S. adults perceive at least some discrimination against transgender individuals in society, and a majority of them favor laws that protect transgender people from discrimination in various domains. However, 60% of U.S. adults believe that a person's gender is determined by the sex assigned at birth, which is up from 56% in 2021 and 54% in 2017. Americans hold diverse views regarding transgender acceptance, with 38% saying society has gone too far, and a roughly equal share, 36%, saying it hasn't gone far enough. Only 25% believe that things are just right. Even those who acknowledge some discrimination against transgender people, 54% say that society has either gone too far or has been right regarding acceptance. The belief about whether gender can differ from sex assigned at birth determines opinions on transgender issues. Individuals who believe that gender and sex can differ are more likely to see discrimination against transgender people and less societal acceptance. They're also more likely to believe that society has not gone far enough in accepting transgender individuals. Nonetheless, even among those who believe that gender is determined by sex assigned at birth, a majority, 50%, support laws that protect transgender people from discrimination in certain areas of life, and around 1 in 4 individuals believe that forms and online profiles should include other gender options besides male and female. The survey shows that younger adults ages 18 to 29 are more accepting of transgender individuals, with 50% believing that a person can be a man or woman even if it differs from their assigned sex at birth. This percentage is higher than those of 30 to 49-year-olds, 40%, and those 50 and older, 33%. Younger adults are also more likely to believe that society has not gone far enough in accepting transgender people, 47%, compared to their older counterparts. Partisan politics further exacerbate the differences in views. Democrats and those who lean toward the Democratic Party are more likely to believe that a person's gender can differ from the sex assigned at birth, 61% versus 13%. Democrats are also more likely to believe that society has not gone far enough in accepting transgender individuals, 59% versus 10%. Republicans, on the other hand, are more likely to believe that society has gone too far in accepting transgender individuals by 66%. The survey also shows that 64% of U.S. adults would support laws that protect transgender people from discrimination in jobs, housing, and public spaces such as restaurants and stores. However, opinions are divided when it comes to specific proposals, such as requiring transgender athletes to compete on teams that match the sex assigned at birth, 58% in favor, making it illegal for healthcare professionals to provide someone younger than 18 with medical care for a gender transition, 46% in favor, and making it illegal for public school districts to teach gender identity in elementary schools, 41% in favor. The survey reveals that individuals who believe that gender can differ from sex at birth are influenced by factors such as what they've learned from science, 40%, and knowing someone who's transgender, 38%. Individuals who believe that gender is determined by sex at birth are more likely to be influenced by their religious beliefs, 41%. The survey was nationally representative and conducted among 10,188 U.S. adults between May 16th and May 22nd, 2022, and shows that 1.6% of U.S. adults are trans or non-binary, with a higher share among younger adults. What do the influencers and people say about it, and what steps can be taken to control its audacity? Many celebrities have spoken out about their thoughts on gender identity and the struggles that people face with gender identity in the USA. Some celebrities have been very vocal in their support of transgender rights and the importance of acceptance and understanding. For example, singer and songwriter Lady Gaga has been a longtime advocate for the LGBTQ+ community and has spoken out in support of gender non-conforming people. Other celebrities, however, have faced criticism for their comments on gender identity. For instance, J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, has faced backlash for her views on transgender rights, which many have criticized as being harmful and uninformed. On the other hand, Andre Tate, a prominent conservative commentator, has been critical of the concept of gender identity, arguing that it goes against traditional notions of gender and promotes confusion and division. He stated that the issue is being used as a political tool to push a progressive agenda rather than being grounded in science and reality. On the other hand, Piers Morgan, a British journalist and TV personality, has taken a more supportive stance towards the transgender community while also voicing concerns about the potential negative impacts of the gender identity movement. He's expressed that while everyone should have the right to identify as they wish, it's important to consider the implications of policies that may force others to accept and participate in those identities. Overall, opinions on gender identity and the associated social and political issues vary widely, even among public figures and media personalities. Regardless of celebrity opinions, the issue of gender identity is a complex and deeply personal one with far-reaching implications for individuals and society as a whole. It's important to approach the topic with empathy, understanding, and a willingness to learn and grow. The only instance of steps that can be taken to control its audacity and to check upon the mental and social issue doesn't become a social gimmick for publicity and being famous is gender-affirming hormone therapy and other medical assistance. In conclusion, the gender identity crisis in the USA is a complex issue that requires more education and understanding. Lack of education and awareness about gender identity can lead to adverse effects on individuals, families, and society. It's essential to provide resources and support for those who are struggling with their gender identity to help them feel accepted and valued. Furthermore, setting clear goals for the future and working towards them can also help individuals navigate their gender identity crisis. This may include seeking therapy or medical treatment, finding supportive communities, or advocating for equal rights. Additionally, bad parenting practices such as forcing gender norms and expectations onto children can contribute to a gender identity crisis. It's important for parents and caregivers to create a safe and supportive environment for children to explore their gender identity. Finally, multiple marriages can also contribute to a gender identity crisis, especially if a person feels pressured to conform to societal expectations within each new relationship. It's important to create a society where individuals can freely express their gender identity without fear of judgment or discrimination. Overall, by addressing the root causes of the gender identity crisis, we can create a more accepting and inclusive society for all individuals. And that concludes our discussion on the gender identity crisis in the USA. We've delved into the complexities of the issue, explored its causes, and examined the various perspectives surrounding it. As we move forward, it's crucial to remember the importance of education, understanding, and acceptance. It's essential to create a safe and supportive environment for those who are struggling with their gender identity to help them navigate this challenging journey. By embracing diversity and promoting inclusivity, we can build a better, more compassionate society. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.